Now, after 3 days and 31 dead, rage has eased in Nepal. There is some calm that has descended on the streets of Kathmandu, and the country is healing from the violence. But now the divisions amongst the young protesters are out in the open. There is simply no consensus as to who can be an acceptable candidate to be the interim leader. The Nepalese army is undertaking a series of meetings with the Gen Z leaders and the country's president, but after 2 rounds of talks, the consensus on interim leader's name remains elusive. Now, different factions of the protesters are backing different people. The name that is doing the rounds is that of Kulman Gising. He is a former managing director of the Nepal Electricity Authority. Earlier, another faction had backed the former Chief Justice Sushila Karki, who remains in talks and has expressed her willingness to lead. The third name that's now being floated by the protest leaders is that of the Kathmandu mayor, Balendra Shah. Now, earlier in the day, groups with the Gen Z movement clashed amongst themselves in Kathmandu. A scuffle broke out amongst the youth gathered outside the Nepalese army headquarters. The dispute erupted after different factions proposed separate names to lead the interim government.
We want a prime minister chosen by the Gen Z generation. We are not looking for this kind of leadership, and we don't need Sushila Karki.
But right now, what I can say for now is we need a interim government for now, for which we have proposed Sushila Karki, because she was the Chief Justice and she has always been fighting for the corruption, against the corruption. That's why right now the first thing is the interim government, the second thing is dissolving the current parliament, and the third thing is maintaining law and order in the country. These are the things, 3 things that we are looking forward for now.
Meanwhile, Nepal's army chief has postponed his scheduled visit to China. He was scheduled to visit China to attend the Beijing's Shangshan Forum, but lack on consensus despite several rounds of talks has forced him to cancel the visit. The protests that began after a social media ban soon turned into a platform against the country's ruling class. Houses of top leaders of all major political parties were torched. The elected leaders of major political parties are sidelined. Pushpa Kamal Dahal's Communist Party of Nepal, Sher Bahadur Dyoba's Nepali Congress, and KP Sharma Oli's Communist Party of Nepal Unified Marxist-Leninist collectively have held nearly 3/4 of the seats in the parliament. The building that it housed is now in ruins after the protesters burnt it. And amidst all this, elected leaders are out of the frame and protesters have taken charge to carve out a future path. And our correspondent Saloni Murarka has been tracking the story very closely for us and has sent us this report from Kathmandu. Listen in.
As a meeting with the Nepal Army Chief and the proposed candidate to lead the interim government, Sushila Karki, are holding a meeting inside the Nepal Army headquarters. This is the situation at the moment outside the Army headquarters. There is a huge crowd of the youngsters here putting forward their demand about who they want the leader to lead the country. But due to the tense situation and security concerns, just at the moment, the army has come around and to control the situation. There's been heavy deployment of army, as you can see. There has been a lot of heated discussions between these youngsters, as many of them are demanding the Kathmandu Mayor Balendra Shah to lead the interim government, while on the other side many want monarchy. There's also one group who is demanding the Sushila Karki, who is a former CJ, to lead the interim government. There's a lot of heated discussion happening. It is creating a security situation, and therefore the Nepal army has deployed more officers on the ground. I'm Saloni Murarka reporting from Kathmandu for WION.